audio check. If my phone can load, here we go. Audio check. Okay, audio's good. May not sound the best. Gotta change the thumbnail so it looks kind of. Oh, there we go. Hit the. Go to my things. I can make a new thumbnail, and after that, be able to read the chat. Ooh, come on. The internet today is not on my side, unfortunately. Hopefully, the live stream does not get does not end all of a sudden, but we'll see. Oh. I can't find it. Where is it? Ah, here it is. Alright, there we go. Alright, hopefully that image changed. Okay, and then the final step is to check. Make sure everything is going to run smoothly. Which it highly won't. Just knowing my luck. Alright, everything should be all good. We're smooth sailing now. No, don't unplug. Alright, here we go. All set. Finally. Computer trying to... still trying to read, so I won't be able to read the chat for a bit, but eventually I will. Alright, before we do anything, let's do the audio. Bring it down to 50. We can leave that at 75. I don't think it'll be too loud. Dialogue's fine. We can leave that be. Nope. Okay, everything's all set. Accessibility. What was that one say I'm looking for? Holiday brush design. I'm not really gonna do that yet. Alright, all set. Let's now do some painting! Woo! I'm going to readjust my gameplay because I've not played this game in a while. Make sure. Okay. Chat is now readable. Okay. So, let's begin. If the game will load. Here we are. I did not mean to press that.
A little rain never hurt anyone.
Okay, let's try to learn. Okay.
Hey, hey!
That's how you interact. Alright. We're head towards the lighthouse so that we can do some painting there. I should really turn down my brightness in my computer. How do I do that? Nah, that'll be fine. Just don't look into the light too often. Oh, I forgot I somehow got the green light effect right there. There's Luna. Okay, now we go in here. And this is where we begin doing some painting. Oh, I forgot I left this place be empty. Okay. Huh, fine. I don't remember leaving those snowballs up there. Okay, so I think before I do anything, I want to create a barrier. So, in order for that to happen, where do I want to go? Okay, so we'll start over here with this barrier. Okay. Maybe about halfway right here. I think this way is fine. Maybe probably right here. About right here. I can hardly see as well a little bit, but that should be fine. Right here.
Mushroom fan, huh?
Not yet. We're not doing some painting just yet. We're trying to get things set up. Right here. Okay, almost there. Okay, we're gonna make a right here. Not make, but have like a large. Let's see. Where's the last time I had that? So that's the very first one. Let's try to create a large landscape right here. Okay, you can have this right here be kind of short.
I can paint that.
Not right now, genies. I'm sorry. Oh, that's the wrong way. Oh, never mind. Okay, I think it's all good. So now we've created a barrier of each section I want to paint. Question is, which one do I want to start though? That's one of the big questions of the day. Not really. We'll start with this one. Okay. Let me review through all these sketches that I can make. How far does this waterfall go to? Covers a whole room. Okay, so I kind of want to avoid using the water section then.
Nice choice.
Let's see. Thinking. Okay, here we go. I have an idea. We have a good old large plant right here. Here's some beautiful plants right here that sings out in the wild. And maybe like a Venus flytrap right here that's ready to catch some flies.
Sugar rush.
We can have a nice good campfire right here. Because from where we're at in the setting that I'm making, we're in the dark forest. Very dark, shiny, and beautiful. So with it, we'll be adding some mushrooms in the background. And we're gonna add like a nice good log right here next to the campfire. This is where you would sit next to the campfire, warming up. Maybe some green waves right here, because it's one chilly night. Really cold. And that's why you're staying near the campfire, to stay warm. And then all of a sudden, it's raining. You wish you have some shelter for the night, but you don't. It's a full moon too. Lightning would strike. Far distance, you would see one tall dead tree with hardly any leaves on it, because it's the winter season. There's no living leaves on the tree. We have these beautiful plants that inside it has butterflies ready to come out. Think of it as, what would you call it? A shelter place where it'll just be right in front of the campfire. Okay, let's change that. We got this right here. And since it's in the middle of the night, you would see stars. So, let's add some stars right here. Alright, this section right here is done. Now time for the next one. We'll go over here. So, since we did the moon will still travel a long ways around the side. So, for this section, since it was kind of like a more dark, colorful moon, let's do the dark forest section. This film, what's this? And you're just simply walking down the path. You see these beautiful plants. And then in the section of all this tall trees right here, as you're walking down the woods, this one tree glows. Maybe like this. There's a couple of branches, many leaves. Ah, there we go, looks nice. And maybe some nice good tall grass as you're walking down the path. And maybe one good apple right here. Maybe more. This is the tree that gave you some food for the night. After hours and hours of walking, you're hungry. And maybe next to the tree, there would be a nice good old statue. And since it's during nighttime, it would also be raining as well. As rain would strike down this statue right here, it would glow, as so it did. Okay, next section. And as you're walking down the path of the snowy region, there would be a blizzard. Maybe not full-on a blizzard, but it is snowing heavily, making your travels difficult, as our ancestors had to deal with thousands and thousands of years ago. Oh, those are not tall enough. Let's see. One of the best regions we can have in a snowy mountain is that there be some mountain backgrounds like these two present right here. However, they're not tall enough, so we need them to be tall. Hello, Ghost Genie. So, we're gonna do this.
That should help.
Maybe a bit too tall, but that's okay.
All out of super paint.
You see a good old snowball rolling down the hill from the mountain.
Better tell Dad to get the snow tires ready.
Tell Dad to get his snow tires ready? Okay, I was not expecting that. We add some grass right here. So, like a nice good sunny
Super
plant right here.
Yes, please.
Well, we got super plant ready to go already. Sounds wonderful. Add some plants. And right here in this middle section of the tree right here that you see behind Luna, that tree is a hiding spot or shelter that you have created yourself so that you can stand for the night during a cold, snowy night. Okay, I think we can do better this time. Ah, okay, so we got this section right here. So I think the best way I want to present this piece is that we have this light right here as kind of a source of light that pushes over here. There's light on this side, but on this side will be dark. So, to present that, let's do something like this. I did not realize there was a bear right here. How far does it go? About right there, okay? So we're gonna bring it down. Down. Okay. Maybe we can have these a bit taller. Well, that's a bit better. So we'll bring that down a little bit so they all connect. There we go. Oh, hold on. Have this right here be a way for a source of light that leads you to a path of freedom. Or to simply escape from the darkness. We have a nice good shiny sun, but we're going to try to even it a little bit. There we go, that looks nice. Alright, now let's think and present about the dark side, maybe. And I'm hearing the cat meowing outside my hallway. Add another plant right here. Beautiful. Maybe for this section I'd like to add the northern lights. So this will go like this. Maybe a bit higher. I would love that. Okay. We'll have to probably fix that later. Some stars right here. So maybe we can add this tree right here. As a way to present some light and some positive attitude. Maybe I can move that straight a bit further. So about right here maybe? Let's see if that worked. Bingo. We could probably get rid of the northern lights. Or not. Alright, we're gonna get rid of the northern lights so that we can make the piece over here a bit better. Which I probably messed up. Nah, it's all good. Doesn't matter how tall or short it can be. Any size is okay. You can add the grass right here, because you're still walking down a grassy path a little bit. After you got out from that winter section. Since you're leaving that, speak of the which, since you are leaving that winter section, you would see some good old grass. You see this along down the path as well. We have it. Alright. This section right here needs to be a bit worked on. Maybe for this section you can add a good old mushroom in the background. Who doesn't like mushrooms? I guess the only time you would not like the mushroom, I think that presents this section of this piece. Now let's do this section. Let's see. Instead of mixing up some of the drawings right here, we're going to focus on this one category. And we'll be focusing on this section right here. So, let's see how we want to start things off. Okay. Maybe along the path you see tall dead trees. Just waving and waving. Because the wind is so strong on that day that it pushes the winds back and forth, back and forth. And you see a tall statue right here that has 3 triplets, siblings, just climbing on top of each other, reaching for the sky, seeing how high they can reach. And they have one sister who is just not involved with her brother's activities. And maybe with it we can add a nice cute little rainbow, if I can do this correctly. That is the ugliest rainbow I have ever made in my life. So let's try again. Oh, I messed that up hard. Okay, we gotta be fast this time. We gotta be quick. And not like that. Okay, how about we do the rainbow another time? Nah, I'm so determined to try. Why do I keep doing that? Let's try again. Okay. We're just gonna do that right here. Oh, now I see why. Because my motion controller is going left slightly on its own. Let's see, will you do that? Will you do it again? No, you won't. Okay. Stay that way, please. Ah, mess it up again. Alright, not the best, but we're gonna keep it that way. And with along those dead tall trees, you see these beautiful plants. And as you're walking down the path, when you see those plants, you may ask yourself, what are these plants called? And you may want to collect them. You can use them to cover the rain, or just keep them for your collective as you're going off your journey. Lightning strike on both of the statues. Lighting them up. And for 2 hours, as you're still walking down this path, you see birds flying around. Still on this page. And as you still stay there for another 3 hours or so, still traveling and traveling, the rain all of a sudden comes. And you notice that its color has changed. Originally, you saw it back over there, it was gray and kind of dark. But now this one is orange and bright. So it tells you sun is rising, and you better get a move on. Because you still got lots of traveling to do. Oh, we got this small section right here. Not really tall. Alright, so let's focus on this section right here. How big can the sun be? Okay, we're going to try to do the super paint. We're going to see if we can make the sun kind of big so that we can see the sun is rising kind of like this, kind of. Because the idea is to have the sun be this big, if we can. So, let's just test it.
This should get the job done.
It's still not big. Okay, let's try doing this. I have an idea. This is so bad.
No more super paint.
Okay. I need this genie to move out of the way so I can kind of see if there's any spots I'm missing. So we're gonna do this. There we go. And we'll have her give me the super paint that I need. If she'll give it to me.
Whoa, what was in that? Super paint.
Okay, there we go. Definitely not the best sun that you would see, but it is a sun. Probably a lot of suns that I did not intentionally mean to add, but that's okay.
Don't like the rain,
cover it. Oh, yes, it can. So let's remove that then, just really quickly. I have an idea. Can't add the rain effects because we're on this page we're trying to focus on. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Alright. So, as you're traveling down from this path over here, which was a wasteland a little bit, the sun's rising right here as you're walking down this path, but on this path you see beautiful plants, grass, trees, and some super tall trees that you've never seen in your life, but you only imagine. Alright. Okay, we're gonna add the sun right here. Suppose if I add this piece. Where is it? Great! Covers the whole entire area. Not what I want. Okay. I can't really add a lake like I want to. How do I want to do this? That's one of the good questions I want to know. I have an idea.
Yeah, that'll look good here.
What's she recommending? Oh, lightning. Went past on accident. Uh-oh, Livestream having some malfunctions apparently, so Livestream may end, which is not good. No! I was having fun too. Just commentating and just trying to draw and paint. Okay. So the Livestream ends, then Livestream ends, so that's gonna be unfortunate. Darn it. Why, technology, do you have to be so complicated? Light a campfire next to this tree. Okay. As you're walking down this path, you see beautiful plants. Good old mixture of the blue, shiny plants that you have not heard of.
Next time I'll have to bring marshmallows.
You thought you knew a lot about science. You thought you were a botanist. You knew all kinds of plants, but you never seen any of these kind of plants. Are they new types of species of plants? Species? I'm a silly man. You should know me by now, viewers. Anyway. And maybe next to the campfire you see some weird plants glowing and rising from the ground. Some are even behind the campfire, not burning at all. Some could be inside of it. You never know. You sometimes ask yourself, why do they not burn? You may even grab one of them off the ground and try to set it on fire, but it doesn't burn. And you don't know why it doesn't burn. And maybe around this section, you see a lot of mosquitoes around the plants, the beautiful tree that you're sitting underneath it with a campfire. And just pretend that the magic snowballs up top right here does not exist. Alright, this section. Let's head back to...
Hyper Genie on the loose.
What? Hyper Genie on the loose? Where's the Hyper Genie on the loose? Okay. Let's try and make this section a little bit more like a cave. So, we may need super paint for this. Let's see. Probably. You want a waterfall?
You like that, don't you?
Okay, let's get super paint. Thank you, genies. Okay. Let's try and do this. Oh, that actually looks way better. That looks so awful.
Oops, no more super paint.
Okay, here we go. Maybe a bit more on the top edge right here where it's covered in snow a little bit. Okay, there we go. Best I can do. So you walk yourself through this cave. It's dark, and above you see some glowy spikes on the roof that you sometimes gain some anxiety. Because you have no idea when they're going to fall. Are they going to land on you? Will it be a painful death? You don't know. And so you try your best not to worry about it. And inside the cave has some beautiful trees on the ground. And you sometimes question yourself, how do they grow in the cave? Why are they in the cave in the first place? How do they survive? And you don't know. Because the answer is, there is no answer. It's just nature. And you just try not to question it. But you can't help but just question it. And maybe inside in here you see a large snowball that you probably want to eat so that you can have some water, so you stay hydrated. And with it you see some tiny plants growing from the ground, in which you don't know how it's happening. You don't know the cause. You don't know the main reason why the plants are growing from the ground. And from the top, you can hear the snow, heavy snow, falling from the sky and just falling on top of the cave that you decide to spend the rest of your night. You don't know if the cave is going to be all covered up in snow, and therefore you might think you might get lost. But you try your best not to think about it. Because if you worry about it too much, you're not brave. And the main reason why you're out traveling for a reason is so that you can try to reconnect who you want to be. And maybe why this life wasn't nice to you, and you try to figure it out. Maybe you try to figure out who you wanted to be when you were young and you can't remember. Or maybe you're just trying to escape from home that you want to run away from. Your problems, family, life, whatever. It could be anything. Because everyone around the world has their own reasons why they run away. Alright. And, of course, pretend those floating snowballs that's up there, pretend it's not even there in the first place. It's all about magic. I did not mean to put that there. I'm so sorry. Okay. We got 2 more pieces right here that we can make. So, as you leave the cave, that felt like hours and hours, maybe 2 days, 3 days, maybe a whole year. You walk out and you see the... I don't have my super paint. Give me
Tree?
super paint.
Sure thing, buddy.
Thank you. Might have a better idea. So, as you're leaving from the cave, you see these beautiful, tangled up trees.
What's gotten into you?
You thought maybe some kind of bush, but after expecting it, observing it, you see that it's just a tree growing on top of each other. You see these tiny plants on the ground as well, just growing, and you can see that they're vines. And when you're walking across them, your feet get tangled up very easily that you trip over like 10 times per day as you're trying to make your way towards the main section. The main you want to go to. Not green. Greenish, bluish plants all around it. And of course, there's always those tangled little vines around that plant as well, making it harder for you to navigate and trying to get through all this grass as you're traveling through your way. And with it, some beautiful butterflies all around. And maybe a good old sun. Because, as your mother will always tell you, you are her sunshine. Okay, now finally we're on the final piece. So on the very top,
This'll get it done.
you have the Northern Lights. And as Buzz Lightyear would say, or not Buzz Lightyear, Woody would say from Toy Story, reach for the sky. And so as your travel is coming to the end,
Ran out of
you
super
see
paint.
the Northern Lights. And part of you, just in your body system, you reach for the sky, reaching for the Northern Lights and seeing if they can, and see if you can get down from there, Genie! What are you doing up there? He's going to the moon! Space Genie! Get down here! Ah! Okay, anyway, sorry for that distraction, everybody. I know I can be a little bit crazy sometimes. Underneath the... I'm just talking a question. Underneath the Northern Lights, you see beautiful stars under it. You may even see the Milky Way, the Big Dipper, or maybe the North Star that points you the direction of north. Was that the light you saw at the beginning of your travel? Were you trying to follow that star every night as you're making your way through your travels? You don't know. You're just simply out in the woods, just trying to live normally. And you see a huge combination of trees. So, in this midsection right here, you've seen this tree before. Pink leaves growing from it. And as day and day goes by, a new tree grows within, forming many branches and many leaves to grow. trying to cover that one section. There we go. Thank you. Okay. And then the next tree, which is kind of from the winter season. Oh, whoopsie. Winter season. The snowy regions that you saw earlier. Doing the same thing as this one right here. As the day goes by, or should I be more specific, night goes by, a new tree grows. And as for this tree grows each year. And so there's not really a lot of tree. There's not a lot of leaves, branches around it, because it's all about year. A new tree will only grow by year. And it's not really that tall as these two are. Unfortunate for that one. But he's pretty much known as the shorty branchy. Because he doesn't have any leaves. He's only branch. Made out of branches, excuse me. I am apparently sitting. I am so sorry. Let's continue working. And around the snowy region, you see some more of the snowy region's plants. Or the plants that...
You alright, buddy?
Or the plants that belong in the snowy region. And yes, Ash, I think the genie's fine. Alright. And as for this section, you make yourself a campfire between the snowy tree and... what should we call this tree? How about the glowy tree? Wonderful name, I know. So anyway, there's a campfire between those two trees. With some beautiful roses next to it. Or, actually, you need somewhere to sit, and you don't want to sit on the grass, because the grass can be sometimes uncomfortable, because it's a hill grass, it's an uphill, and therefore you have a high chance of tumbling down the hill and possibly breaking your back or your neck as you're rolling down the hill. So, how do we prevent that? Simple. Grab a log. There we go. Now the hill is not so hilly. The landscaping, excuse me. Now, we can add some beautiful roses in the background. And maybe with it, you see this one good old plant right here, which the butterflies come out of. Blue and shiny butterflies. And their partner in crime, those bright neon pink and purple butterflies all around these two beautiful trees that you have discovered. And on this section right here, you see these two beautiful plants right here that you think they come from the underwater. You sometimes ask yourself, how did they reach up to the surface? Just how? It's just not possible, you ask yourself. But as one wise guy has told me one time, nature has their way. In between those two trees, you see this one tree right here that has kind of a neon green, yellowish a little bit, with a tree right here. And maybe some green wind effects right here all around. Maybe a nice good Venus flytrap right here. And maybe with it we can add some beautiful butterflies right here, which, unfortunate for one of the victims, they may get caught inside the Venus flytrap, but that's just how nature works. And so it's something that you cannot judge or do, because nature is nature, and as a human being as you are, you're just a human being, nothing else. There's nothing you can do to stop it. There's nothing you can do to change. You may make a difference for one day, but you can't make a difference within years. And there's the final piece. Alright, so let's go back right here. Let's grab some super paint while I'm waiting right here.
Can't get enough super paint. Tickle, tickle.
Thank you, genies. Okay, we're not going to clear the painting. Not yet. So, I'm going to go right here. Remove the editing mode. Nope, not what I want to do. How do I... Oh, hide UI. Okay, so standing about right here. Let's start from where... let's go to where we started. So, if I remember correctly, we started this side right here. Right here. So this is the side we started. Oh, I cannot move apparently. Can I move? No, I can't. Why is that? Where's Ash? There he is. Let's lower down a little bit. There we go. Alright. So this is where we started. Just a good landscape that's dark and shiny. And maybe without the campfire, the grass and the environment would be brighter. Brighter than the moon, in fact. It would be. Then we got this section. Is there a way for me to zoom in by any chance? Oh, there is. So in this section right here, as you make your way through the dark region right here, you see somewhat of a bright region. Some roses, a good beautiful glowy tree with some apples that gave you some nutrients for the night, some daisies that have unfortunately been blown off from the genies, which, silly for you genies. There's some tall trees that you can see, but you can hardly see because it's still dark, and this glowy tree lights it, and so it's hard for you to see. We got some good old green grass right here, two genies right here just eating some apples as they are hungry. I'm going to have to move my character probably. Where was I? I got lost. I can't believe it. We're over here. Yeah, we have to move. What am I looking at? Look for the light, which is over here. Activate this mode. Okay. As we leave this section right here, we're now at the snowy region. All the plants that come from the snow region, beautiful trees, a tree that you have built for shelter with two random strangers in there. The one on the far left is you, and the other two, one at the bottom, one at the top, is just random people that you decide to allow them to join in so that they can survive within the night. With it, you see huge mountains that you do not dare to climb. You think might be even taller than the Mount Everest, with a moon behind it as well. Then we got this section right here. Originally, the piece that I was thinking on this one was going to be like the journey's end, as a glowing light leads you to a place that you would prefer to be at. Where would it be? I don't know. It's you. It's up to you what you want it to be. Either in heaven, back home, maybe isolation where no one's around you but just you, maybe just animals, or maybe you're just climbing up the mountains forever and you're just climbing non-stop around two beautiful glowing pinks with some tall trees around with it, and of course in the background the sunrise. And depending on which time it is, the sun could be rising or it could be setting. You never know. You never know. I can't go further. Okay, this should be good enough for here. I can't go forward. Dang! Okay. Okay. I don't really know what to call this piece right here. I guess maybe a daytime region, probably. something in this section. The sun does not set, the moon does not rise, doesn't get dark. Maybe some winds may block the sun, but it never gets dark for some reason. And you may never know why. You don't know why. However, on this region, you see some beautiful plants all along your travel. A good old campfire that you set up for the day so you can take a break after your 10-mile walk in this region as you're trying to travel and travel and travel. And of course, with some beautiful glowy tree. Unfortunately though, there's no nutrients. So for the rest of the night, you had to eat some grass. You're eating like a cow, just being a herbivore. Or just any herbivore. Anyway. So now we have another snowy region. Or pretty much like the cave. So as you're traveling along, you go through this cave right here in this section. You see trees growing, plants around it as well, but you don't know why they're growing or how do they survive. You try to figure out why, but you don't know. And luckily for you, on this particular night, it was snowing heavily, almost like a blizzard. So if you dare to walk around the cave, going through that harsh blizzard, you would probably die within 5 minutes. So, in real life scenario, if you're stuck in a car, you could not drive, and there's a blizzard happening, stay in the car and just wait it out. It is just too dangerous for you to walk out and die. It's not worth it. Oh, we got this section. Totally forgot that was there. Funny, I did not mean to add that stars and northern lights right there. Silly detail on my part. Anyway, in this region, originally the idea was to have kind of like the lake. You're traveling through a swamp. However, for this design, I could not simply do that. Because if I add any waterfall textures or anything that includes having like a pond, this whole entire area will be filled with water. And so that will not be a good idea. So, simply it could be another wasteland region where all the water that used to be like 100 meters deep or thousands, millions, you never know. The ocean is a big place. So, as you're walking across through a dead pond, you see beautiful trees or underwater trees that grow underwater. It's not a type of plant. It's a type of algae with some silly squid-like tentacles that are known to be branches to you, or that you would call them branches, excuse me. With it, you see some beautiful blue grass all around it, and with it, as you're traveling, you see those orange, brownish color grass right here? Those are the vines. And you find it really difficult to travel because you always get your feet stuck somehow, making you trip about 10,000 times per day. You might even have a black eye as you land your face on a rock on accident. And then finally we have the final piece. Can I move a little bit? No, I can't. Okay. This is the final piece. The northern lights up top that you've never seen in your life, with some beautiful stars all around, making you remember this one song that your parents may have sang to you. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. You sing it, and you reach for the sky for the northern lights, seeing if you can feel it. But you're not tall, and you're not God. Nor are you a Superman, able to fly up to the air and just cruising around. With it, you see 3 beautiful trees. One from the snowy region with some good old plants all around. A good old campfire between as well with a log that you've made. Beautiful roses. And some blue beautiful butterflies with a Venus flytrap. And the glowy tree. And with it, you see the same type of algae tree-like that was originally from underwater. with some underwater plants and some good old beautiful landscaping plants as well. Along with it, you don't just see the blue butterflies, but you see the good old neon pink and purple. And they're not fighting, they're just being peaceful. It's just simply not okay. And that's something that I think we can all learn a lesson sometimes. Brute force is not everything. And we should not continue the hate. And end the hate with love. And continue the love. So, that's all the piece I have for today. And I think I'm going to end the live stream. Because currently, I'm tired. Alright. We're going to clear this painting. Should I? I don't know. I'll leave the paintings be. But yeah, I'm gonna end the live stream. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I know I did. I had a good time painting, trying to do some commentary as I'm doing it. I hope you guys have a nice day. Or, I should probably say night, because it's 10:56 for me. Alright, adios everyone.